Hey y'all, it's Victoria and welcome back to my channel, Super Geeked, where I talk about all the things that I get super geeked about. If you're new, welcome. So glad to have you. You're gonna see everything from mid-century modern collectibles to reselling content. That's the majority of what I do. I am a big history nerd, so you will learn the history of some of these items and brands along the way, and then you might have a little bit of fun, different things wrapped in there too, but the majority of my content is gonna be vintage collectibles and reselling. So I'm going to talk in a minute about the course that my business is now changing. I'm changing things up a little bit differently, and that includes this video. So instead of doing a monthly what sold video where I share my top sales over $40, I am actually going to start doing a weekly what sold so you can get an idea of the variety of items that I am starting to integrate into my business, everything from fashion to hard goods. And so today's video is going to be what sold the first week of May 2022, that is May 1st through May 7th. So if you are interested to see what I'm selling and how my business is changing, then stick around and we'll get into all of that. Okay, so just to let you know, down below, I'm going to have chapters in this video. So if you want to skip around and don't want to hear my jibber jabber, then you're welcome to skip ahead to the sales. But I just wanted to talk a minute about the changes that Poshmark made and how that is going to affect my overall business. So if you've been here for a while, or if you're new, the majority of the sales that I have made over the last 3 years have been on Poshmark and have been very fashion driven. So with the recent changes that Poshmark has made to their search and the algorithm within their software, I have seen a dramatic decline in my sales because sales are just not coming through. There are many videos out there on how the search is just not working efficiently. Some sellers are reporting that their sales are fine, but I am not seeing that. And I'm not loyal to any particular platform. I sell on Poshmark, eBay, Etsy, and Mercari. I say it over and over again in my what sold videos. I like Poshmark because I make the majority of my sales on Poshmark. It's easy to list. I have become accustomed to their customer base. I have worked hard for 3 years to really get to know fashion, both from a contemporary perspective, but also what vintage fashion is hot and now. And so it's been a lot of work and effort that I have put into Poshmark. In addition, my girl Alicia Murray and I at Murray Life were putting on Posh and Sips almost monthly for about 1.5 years. And so they had a lot of free marketing from us, but we didn't mind because they sent us a free goodie box to hand out at the Posh and Sips. We would invite other resellers to come along, and it was free advertising for them and a way for us resellers to get together and talk. So I definitely was team Poshmark, but that's because I was making a lot of sales on their platform. Another thing that has changed for me is, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that I do what sold videos every month of my sales over the $40 mark, because I am generally, when I'm out on the hunt at estate sales or thrift stores, looking for those items that are going to sell at the price point of $40 and above. So my average sale price, my ASP, has traditionally been between $52 and $54, which is quite high, but I like it. I list less items, I sell them for a higher price point, I get more money back. It's just what my business model has been the last couple of years. Well, that's all changing because with the decrease in my sales on Poshmark, my average sale price in just 2 months has dropped from $52 to $54-ish to $42. And that's a $10 decrease. If my sales continue to drop, then it's going to be even lower. And also, some of the reason that's happened is because I'm having to sell items for less to even make a sale. So items are selling for much less on the platform than they were before. But I can't control Poshmark. I can't control the fact that they are live testing on us without even telling us, that they have just thrown us into this beta testing in a live environment, and unfortunately has affected my business. So I sat and thought to myself, what am I going to do? And I'm going to do something I've been talking about for a long time, and that is getting back into reselling mid-century modern. So I am a big collector of mid-century modern. I have been collecting since I was a little girl. I've also been reselling online since the late 90s when eBay launched. And so off and on for years and years, even though I had a regular full-time job, I was reselling on the side. And I wouldn't really call it a side hustle. I would just do it from time to time. It was fun for me. I very much enjoyed it. But in the recent years, my reselling business has been directed at fashion. And so I'm going to start integrating in those hard goods again. It's what I know, it's what I love, it's what I collect, and I'm just going to do it. And so that's what I've been focusing on. What that means is that I'm also putting more effort into other platforms. Now, I've always cross-listed, thank you, Vindu, but with these new hard goods, it is really going to integrate better because on eBay and Etsy, I have an international market, and Etsy is very driven by vintage. eBay is a huge platform, and so I'm going to start utilizing more of these platforms where items sell for a higher price point. I've also found that Mercari is really good about vintage. I've had some really good high price sales on Mercari, and so those are the platforms that I'm really going to be starting to migrate and focus on now that I'm doing more mid-century modern hard goods. So if you're not sure what mid-century modern is, that era 1945 to 1965, post-World War II, very organic shapes, minimalist. So as we get into these weekly what sold videos, you are definitely going to start to see some changes in my business as I start to focus on hard goods with the fashion. Of course, the fashion's not going to go away. I've worked very hard to build my business, and I very much enjoy selling clothing. I feel like I'm good at it, and so I don't want to give that up either. So this is what's going to start to happen. Here goes the sales. We're going to start with Poshmark, where I sold this Dooney & Bourke wristlet. It was actually mine, so there was zero cost of goods. I've cleaned a couple of things out of my house and closet. It was the signature monogram, but it was like the rainbow colors. I believe these came out around 2005. I do have a full-size purse, which I'm tempted to sell too, but I really like it. I just don't ever use it, so that may get listed. This was listed for 31 days and sold for $30. Like I said, my cost of goods was $0. Poshmark fees were $6, so I made $24 on this. The next item is this Traffic People dress. Traffic People's a great brand to know. ModCloth has carried it before. It's a UK brand and it's super cute. This was an off-the-shoulder dress, and I actually bought it on ThredUp at the beginning of quarantine, so I paid up for it. Didn't know what was going to happen if the world was ending. So, but it did sell for $50, and so I'm pretty happy with that sale. Glad to have an item sell for over $40 because I don't have a lot of those these days. This next item is vintage bakeware. It's mid-century, and I picked it up on a road trip that I took last summer and only recently listed it. Now this was a little bit of a boo-boo because I have been sending out a lot of offers using Posher VA, but I forgot to mark not to sell anything below $15, and this item sent out an offer for $12 with a shipping discount to someone on Poshmark, and they snatched it up, which is fine. Glassbake does not sell for as much as Pyrex. However, I do like a lot of the Glassbake patterns. I have some of them in my own collection. They're super cute. This was just an avocado green printed milk glass baking dish. It was an oval shape with a little bit of a lip on it with the little handles. It did not have a lid, and the pattern is called Green Herbs, so it had little herbs all over it. It was really cute. I thought about keeping it for myself, but avocado green isn't really one of my colors, and so I did sell it. So I'm sure the buyer is going to be happy, but unfortunately I didn't make a big profit on it because it sold for $12. The next item that sold on Poshmark was this cute little Betty Page wiggle dress. Betty Page is another brand that has been sold by Poshmark in the past. It's named after probably the most famous pinup model, Betty Page, and it's a dress line that mimics sort of the style of clothing that Betty Page would wear. This was a super, super stretchy dress. It was white with black polka dots and had some cute detailing on it. So it sold for $44. And the buyer was super happy with it. She actually had bought another Betty Page dress the week before, and so she now has herself a little mini collection. Next sale, the first week of May, were these Lafayette 148 pants. I'm not picking up a lot of Lafayette 148. I'm just not really interested in listing it. It's a little bit of a more mature brand, and it's just not something that I get excited about listing. These were some plain black pants, and I picked them up at the thrift store thinking I was going to send them into the Real, and I did, but they didn't sell on the Real. In fact, none of my Lafayette 148 stuff sold on the Real, but that's okay, because they did sell on Poshmark for $38, and after all the deductions, I made $22.36 on these pants, so definitely happy with that. I'm just not excited about Lafayette 148, and if I'm not excited, it ain't getting listed. Next item was another item that was sitting in my death pile. I don't know why. It's super cute, fun, and I picked it up because with vintage, you don't always have to go by the brand. This was Nicole Miller, which obviously has a contemporary line, but this was a 90s slip dress. It was 100% silk, and it was a Christmas themed. It had Santa and presents and I think Christmas tree. Very much a novelty print, something I would definitely be looking for in vintage clothing. This slip dress style is very popular to pair with combat boots. You can dress it up, you can grunge it down, whatever, and so I was happy to see it sell. This also goes to show you that Christmas items sell all year long, so definitely list those Christmas items. Then the last Poshmark sale I want to share with you is this Lululemon tank. I had recently picked this up out thrifting in New Orleans, and I was excited to see it go to a friend of mine, my girl Ashley, who has been a continued customer of mine. She has come back time and time again to buy from me, and she did pick up this Lululemon tank for me. If you're a viewer and you ever purchase anything from me, please reach out. I would love to chat with you. I would also like to throw in some Super Geeked goodies into your package. I can send you some stickers and buttons. Just for being a supporter of the channel. So don't forget to reach out if you do ever purchase anything from me. And that's it for Poshmark. I told you guys it was slow. And then I have 2 eBay sales to share with you. First are these Everlane pants. They are in olive. They're called the fixed waist, although they do have a closure. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's a weird name for these pants, but they sold for just under $40 at $39.45. And I did thrift these in New Orleans. I thrifted a whole bunch of Everlane stuff. So far, these are the only ones that have sold from the Everlane pants that I picked up in New Orleans, but I'm super happy with this sale. And then the last sale that I'm going to share with you is this Lily Pulitzer dress. It is a 3/4 sleeves that I also picked up in New Orleans. And it sold for $54.85 on eBay. So glad to have that item go to a new home and to have a nice profit on that. My sales have picked up the second week in May due to me consistently listing and adding in some of these new items. So you will see some more hard goods in my next What Sold video. I hope that you like this weekly format, and I've missed making videos. So I do have a new camera I'm really excited about trying out. This is the first video I'm doing. Hopefully the quality isn't crappy, but we will find out when I go back to edit this. Stay tuned, because the next video I have coming out is an epic haul of a week of me going to a local thrift store called the America's Thrift Store. I went to all 3 of the ones in our area, and I want to show you what I picked up at those thrift stores. So stay tuned for that video, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new, please consider subscribing. I have lots of reselling content. I also have thrifting, estate sales, mid-century modern, all the things. I would love to have you as a viewer of this channel. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.